Yo, Panther Nation, what is good? Welcome back to Two Fans in the Stands. I am your favorite armchair GM, CJ.
And I am your favorite couch scout extraordinaire, Tony. Come on one time with the crabs. Yes,
Hey,
sir.
look,
Let's
from
do it.
now on, make sure you say crab hands. Stop saying with the crabs, okay? I meant to tell you that last time, but we had too many people in the building.
You know what? I digress. Yes, sir. Yes,
Yeah,
sir.
okay. Look, just,
What's
just a
up,
little bit of
cuz? What up?
context. What's up? How you doing today, man?
Man, I'm good. I can't call it. I can't call it. How about yourself?
Okay. Hey, man, I'm feeling good, man. It's a rainy day here in Charlotte, so I'm just chilling. Got all my yard work done early in the week. So, wait for this little rain to go by so I can get back at it come Monday. How you doing?
Man, I can't call it. Like I said, it's 8 p.m. my time. So,
Mhm.
just got through making my notes and everything, talking about these undrafted free agents, the ones that we're definitely excited about,
Mhm.
the ones that we definitely feel has the greatest potential to make the 53-man roster, maybe potentially even make the practice squad. I think anything is better than being cut or released. So, I'm gonna start there first though. But there's some that I'm definitely excited about. What about yourself?
Sure. I know I'm excited about it too, but I did first of all, as always, get a little bit of business out the way. All right. If you're new here, welcome. Thank you for joining us. And if you would be so kind, please hit that subscribe button, like the channel. Check us out on all social media at Two Fans in the Stands and on what we like to call Twix. That's a mixture of Twitter and X. All right. You can find us at Two
Yes,
Fans
sir.
ITS. And I want to kind of pivot back to our live on Wednesday. And I wanted to thank everybody that pulled up. We had a lot of great minds that came and joined us, a lot of great opinions, a lot of great Panther content creators. And I just want to make sure again, shout out to What's Up, Doug, the Panthers Experience, Uncle Quan. We had Low from the pregame podcast, Ricky Rains and Alex Bryant from the Bow Body Show. We had Dave and Rashad
Yeah.
from PMP. And am I missing anybody? Am I missing anybody? I get the feeling like I'm missing somebody. If I am, I do apologize. But we definitely had a full house. We had a full house, and I appreciate everybody that
Yes,
came
sir.
through. And if you haven't, go back and check that out. It was a great show. Um, it was a lot of different opinions on what the Panthers did during the draft. A lot of different opinions on each draft pick. So if you haven't, go ahead and check that out. It was a good show. All right. But
Yes,
yeah,
sir.
cuz
Yes, sir.
we wanted to get in today and talk about some of the undrafted free agents that the Panthers picked up. And what I will do here, when I'm going to put up on the screen, put up all of the Panthers undrafted free agents. But before I do that, because I'm tripping here, let me get back to what I normally do. Go through the comments. I apologize, everybody. Josh, keep pounding. What's going on, Josh?
What's
Rock Jump,
going
good
on,
afternoon,
Josh?
gentlemen. Hope all is well. Great job on the Panther All-Star Roundtable. It was good to see all of you at once. Yes, it was. We appreciate y'all
What's
stopping
going
through.
on, Rock?
Palmetto Money. Good morning, Kings. What's good? What's good, Palmetto Money? How you doing?
What's good, Palmetto?
It's the hunky dory. Yard work. That's how I'm feeling. Hey, time for
Yes,
UFL
sir.
football. What's cracking, stands? Hey, what's going on? How you doing? How you doing?
What's going on? What's going on, UFL?
Oh, rainy, foggy up here on Boone today, but getting some yard work done. Yes. Funky Dory said, waiting for June 1st to see what the Panthers cuttings and signings. Hey, to be honest with you, I'm still waiting to see when training camp is going to be. That's my big thing now. I'm all geeked
Yeah,
up because it's
definitely for me.
literally 10 minutes from the house. Literally. I ain't got to
Yeah.
drive an hour down to Spartanburg again. So I only did it once, but I'm still interested to see when training camp is going to be.
Well, it's a
Look, Tony.
17-hour direct flight and 8,000 miles. So,
Tony, look
yeah.
at the comment, Tony. Look at the comment, Tony.
Listen, I did not mean to get y'all started off like this. I apologize. You know what I'm saying? I can dig it. I can dig it. Antonio,
Antonio, what's up, man? How
what's
you
good,
doing?
my guy?
Paul, good Saturday, CJ and Tony. A good week for the Panthers. Yes, 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 yes.
Yes, sir, Paul.
Shout out from Buffalo. Hey, shout out to you, man. Hey, it's Hunky Dory said
Yeah,
it's
no
hot
doubt.
here in Tampa. I bet it is.
I bet it is.
I believe we'll see some veteran players released here in the next few weeks who could help the Panthers. Yes, yes, yes.
That's good that you
Oh,
mentioned that, Paul,
Clay.
because
That's right. Clay. I'm sorry.
oh yeah,
Clay from the Rockstar Report. And my bad. Okay. Clay from the
CD.
Rockstar Report and CD from Two Growls, One Roar. I apologize to you guys. Great guys. They were on here as well. So thank y'all for coming through too. I sincerely apologize. Sincerely. My bad. I'm having a mush brain this morning. Hey, and that's also Steve Hagler with the 499 super chat. Thank you. We appreciate you. He says, "Hey guys, pray for me. I had brain surgery 4 days in the hospital. Excited about the cornerback from Virginia State, Willie Drew. What do you utilize about him?" Hey, let me tell you. Um, we pray for you, and I can honestly say I know exactly what you're going through. I know exactly
Yep,
what you're going through. Back in October, I had brain surgery as well. I had a procedure to move a mass from the base of my brain. So hey, let me tell you, you're in my prayers, and if anything you need, you can
no
reach out
doubt,
to us if we can help you. Hey, we got you covered, man. I know how that is. I'm praying for you. Just make sure you do everything everybody tell you to do. Okay, that's the big thing. Don't try to do anything you ain't supposed to be doing. But we're here to fan this stand. We praying for you and thank you. We
no doubt,
appreciate you a lot, man.
no
Appreciate you a
doubt.
lot. All right. Time for you said need more thoughts on our new running back. Will he be exciting? Are you talking about Jonathan Brooks?
Jay.
Hmm? What you say, Tony?
Oh, I thought you were talking about Jaden Sheridan,
Yeah. Well, you know what?
the
We'll get to him in a
undrafted
minute.
running back.
Yeah, we'll get there in a
Yeah,
minute.
yeah.
Rock Jones says, Godspeed, Steve. Yes, yes, appreciate you, Rock Jones.
Yes, sir. Yes,
Okay.
sir.
Well, what we're going to do here is, first of all, let me put all the undrafted free agents that we have up on the screen here. All right. So we signed Jack
Okay.
Plummer, QB, Louisville, Sam Pinkney, wide receiver, Coastal Carolina, Taylor Upshaw, edge from Arizona, Jalen Coker, wide receiver from Holy Cross, Popo Amuave, nose tackle, Oregon, Willie Drew, cornerback, Virginia State, Derek McClendon, linebacker, Colorado, Andrew Graham, center, Oklahoma, Deshaun Gaddy, cornerback, Ole Miss, Jeremiah Crawford, guard, Tennessee, Demani Richardson, safety, Texas A&M, Devin Carter, wide receiver, West Virginia, Jaden Sheridan, running back, Monmouth, Jackson Mitchell, linebacker, UConn, Harrison Mevis, kicker, Missouri, Christian Duffy, offensive lineman, Kansas State, Kenny Dyson, defensive end from Bryant. Okay.
Now,
So
before
go
you
ahead,
go
Tony.
on, that one with Taylor Upshaw, he changed
Mhm.
his mind. He didn't sign with Carolina.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
Taylor Upshaw didn't sign with Carolina.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay. I did not know that. All right. Well, hey, well, Godspeed
no
to him
problem.
and hope wish him success wherever he
Yeah.
goes. So yeah. All right. Well, let's go ahead and get into it, y'all. And the first person on our list is going to be, make sure I get it right here. All right. Andrew Graham, okay, and he is a
Okay.
center from Oklahoma. Okay, in 2023, he allowed 3 sacks. He was all Big 12 second team, and he allowed 3 quarterback hits. Okay, now this is a position that we all were hoping that the Panthers drafted somebody earlier in the draft. In a lot of our mock drafts, we had center going, as early as the 33rd pick, 39th
Right.
pick, 65th pick. Rarely in any of our mock drafts did we go past 65 without taking the center until we got to, near the end when we were kind of, specializing our mock drafts and tailoring them to other positions. Okay. So now I remember during our roundtable when we talked about Jaden Crumedy. Okay. And I mentioned that there was a clip of him where he just bodied this guy right here. But there's also a clip when it comes back around of Crumedy and him going at it again, and he kind of holds his own. Okay,
Right,
so
right.
Tony, do you okay? What are your thoughts about Andrew Graham, and do you see him having a legitimate shot at making the team or making the practice squad? Because, excuse me, Dan and Dave have a lot of confidence in Andrew Corbett and Brady Christensen.
Austin,
Okay,
Austin, Austin Corbett.
Austin. Sorry, thank you. They have a lot of confidence in Austin Corbett and Brady Christensen at center. Okay, so what are your thoughts?
I think he has a great chance of making the practice squad. And like you said, it is a position that we were hoping that the Panthers would address with one of the first two picks, whether it was 33 or 39, or even possibly 65. And there was a couple times when we were in position to draft the center, but we didn't. Again, like you said, they must have confidence out the wazoo on Austin Corbett and Brady Christensen as the backup. And let's not forget, we also have K. Mays. So maybe in their eyes, I'm assuming that center wasn't as dire of a need as we would have, like we thought. But I
Mhm,
still think there's a possibility that this young man could make the practice squad. There's a potential there. He has played against high level competition, being in the Big 12. Um, he has some toughness and some nastiness to his game. Um, I didn't I don't we don't have access to all 22, so basically what
mhm,
we have to go off on is just the highlights. And sometimes you can watch highlights of another player on the same team, and you can focus it instead of focusing on that player, you focusing on the player that you want to focus on. And that's what I did
mhm,
a couple times. And he had a decent Senior Bowl week, just like you mentioned. The one rep where he didn't do too good against Crumedy, but the second
mhm,
time around he held his own. He does like to pull it reach to the second level, come up with combo blocks. I think he does good work there. He may struggle with longer defenders, longer arm defenders, because he has short arms.
mhm.
Most centers, when they come into the league, or offensive linemen, if they have short arms, they like to kick him inside to guard or even possibly center. But since he was already a center, you know, um, 9 times out of 10, I mean, anybody with short arms is gonna have trouble with a defensive tackle that has longer arms. But if it's a nose guard, that nose guard typically has short arms, just like the center. So, you can see a battle royal in the middle. You know what I mean? But I like his chances of making the team, or possibly being on the practice squad. I think that gives some insurance that we was hoping for at the center position. So just for the mere fact of that, I think his chances are great as far as making the team.
Okay. All right. Now, what I want to do here is I want to read his draft profile from the combine. Okay. Overview: center
Okay.
with good toughness and a willingness to do whatever he needs in order to come out on top of the rep. Unfortunately, Ram lacks the lateral quickness and plays with inconsistent body control, which could stunt his impact on games. Ram needs to play with much more consistent technique and hand usage in order to make up for his liabilities. Coaches love his Coaches love tough guys with size, which gives him a shot at making an NFL roster. All right. His strengths: burly and broad with NFL measurables for the position, would gallop in and pop his secure block where working, before working up to linebacker. More than happy to turn a rep into a full-on brawl, uses independent hands and proper weight distribution in pass sets. Better than expected mirror and recovery and protection. All right. His weaknesses: hands are
Okay.
often too slow to the party, below average lateral quickness limits his blocking range, doesn't play with much clinch and control as a run blocker. Body control is a big issue in fitting up blocks cleanly, and will struggle with punch and pull from long arm rushers. And just like you alluded to about
Mm,
short arms. Okay, so
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah, all I'll say with this one is I think as Panther fans, we're all kind of worried about Austin Corbett and the injuries that he's had on the same knee in the calendar year. Okay. To
Right.
me personally, it did not help when they said Brady Christenson was going to be his backup. Okay, like you said, we still have Cade Mays who can play, a few
Right.
positions on the offensive line. But I am glad that they did, bring in a center because you never know. We may have a diamond in the rough and we may need him. We may have to call on him. So, we'll see. We'll
Yeah.
see. All right. Let me see
This
next
this this
comment
guy
here.
this guy also has 29 starts at center, so it's not like
Hmm.
suspect playing. I mean, he has good 2 years of starting time at center.
Hmm. And I think according to PFF, with 400 and I think it's 489 pass snaps, he only gave up the 3 sacks and the 3 quarterback hits. All right. So Paul says Brady
Okay.
Christensen would be the handyman and be prepared to back up center, left guard, or even left tackle. Icky struggles or gets injured. Also believes Zavala would be cross trained at center and guard as backup. That would be interesting. Okay.
Yeah.
Mr. Uncle
Well,
said, I feel better.
I can go ahead.
Oh, no, go ahead. Go ahead. Go ahead. Finish coming.
No, I'm saying I can see Zavala being cross trained at center. Not most of the time, or a lot of times, you do see guards cross trained at center. There's not really much difference in the two
Yeah.
as far as technique wise and things like that. They're both, of course, they inline interior offensive linemen. They don't have to have as much movement as the tackles, and they're what I call a battle station is pretty much within the same striking zone as the center. So it's
Mhm.
easy to cross train those two positions in the NFL. So I can see that happen. I can see that happening.
Okay. All right. Miss Uncle Dory said, I would feel bad if he was 30 pounds heavier and he gets stood up straight too much. Not good for NFL. Time for UFL football. I don't think we necessarily got enough protection for our guy, do we? You know what? I think we do, but I think the only position that we're still kind of, scratching our head a little bit is this one right here at center. Okay, we
Yeah.
still
Right.
it's still a wait and see for the entire offensive line. Let's not kid ourselves. We need to see a bounce back year for Icky. We need to see Taylor Moton hold up on the right side. Hunt
Right.
and Lewis, they need to come in and do exactly what we've seen them do on tape, and better.
Right.
And here we have the center position. So it's a wait and see across the board for me. All right. And see,
Okay.
Paul said, I
All
think
right.
Mays would be the odd man out for making the 53-man roster. That might be a good point there.
That might be
Doug,
true,
what's going on,
Paul.
Doug? Said, what's up, big
What up,
cousin? I'm
Doug?
still in the field. Y'all hold it down, miss y'all. Hey man, be safe out there, Doug. We appreciate you, man, as usual. I would
Sergeant
I, I
Boone.
would dub I would dub third fan in the stand. And Doug also said, make sure y'all hit that like button. Yes, do us a favor if you're in here. We got let's see 62 people watching over a couple different platforms. So if y'all can, wherever y'all at, please like the stream for us. It would help us with the algorithm wherever you're watching it from, and we greatly appreciate you. All right,
Yes,
Dylan,
sir.
what's going on, Dylan? How you doing?
What's
Marco's
up,
Cash,
Dylan?
what's up? How you doing? Let me
What's going
see.
on,
Ben,
Marco?
have we seen the dog in Zavala? Not yet. Not yet.
Not
He's
yet.
been at the vet.
Yeah.
He's been at the vet, so we gotta wait till he gets out the vet, and then maybe we'll hear him bark for once.
Dog.
I'm
Dog, you
sorry.
gonna do him
I'm
like
sorry.
that? You gonna do him like that,
Hey,
man?
look, hey, Doug said, let Tony know I shot 31 out of 40 on the range. Okay, hey, that sounds pretty good. I'm sure you know what that means better than I do.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Panthers
I
journey.
ain't,
Hey,
I ain't
what's
gonna go
up,
there with
Wiley?
Doug.
How you doing, man?
What's
How you
going
doing? What's
on,
going on?
Wiley? What's
Hey,
happening,
he
brother?
also sent us a 2.99 super sticker. Hey, thank you, Wiley. We appreciate you, man. We
Hey, we
appreciate you.
appreciate that,
Hey,
man. Appreciate that,
hey, man.
Wiley.
Hey, look, Wiley, you have to get at us, man. When the Panthers come over there and play, man. All right, you have to get at us. We got to get you back on the show. All right.
Yeah,
Let
no
me
doubt.
see. Palmer's shotgun plays are limited this year. I don't know if they necessarily be limited, but I do think you're going to see Bryce Young in a lot of different sets. It was mainly shotgun last year, but I do think he'll be under center
A lot more
way
play
more.
action. A lot more
Yes,
play
mhm,
action.
yes,
Yeah.
yes. Said we've seen Zavala in German overalls before.
You know what? I'm not going there
Hey,
with y'all, man. I'm not fooling with y'all. You and
let
Dylan
me
ain't
tell you
right, man.
that that was hilarious. I don't know if it was the camera angle or where he was standing or what. Zavala looked like he was 150 pounds lighter than his playing weight when he announced that pick from Germany. I mean, he looked like he was about that wide, and then he had on, the
Wow.
outfit with the hat. Maybe it was me, maybe it was the TV I'm watching. I was watching on. I don't know. Zavala looked skinny as everything, but I digress. I
All
digress. All right, let's let's
right,
get on.
man.
Let's get on to the next player. All right, and this has been
Oh
Andrew
god.
Ram, center out of Oklahoma. All right. All right.
All
And
right.
now we have Popo Omave. I'm probably saying that last name wrong, but it sounds okay. So I'm gonna just keep up with that. All right. So
Yeah.
not too much on this guy. I didn't see anything on the combine from him, but he
Right.
is 6'4", 290 pounds. He had 18 tackles, 3 sacks, and I think 3 tackles for loss. The little bit
Uh,
of film that we got on him, it looks like he fits Evero's scheme if he was to make the team. Okay. One thing that
mhm.
I'm noticing is Evero does not. Okay, we all wanted that big defensive tackle, that big nose tackle.
That big body
Somebody.
bends.
Yes, 6'3", 6'4", 6'5", at least 335. Okay. 35. And we saw this last year, and we were all scratching our heads, but it was kind of one of those things that we saw it, but we was like, okay, well, maybe they just didn't like that particular player, and they're going to find somebody to
Right.
replace him. Because we had Marquand McCall, we had John Pennicini.
Mhm.
I think he failed a physical. We also had Bravion Roy, who we drafted a few years ago, big nose tackle out of Texas. Bravion Roy was about 335, 337, something like that. Marquand McCall was
Right.
350. I think he was like 356.
Yeah.
So we
Yeah.
had big nose tackles, and they're all gone. Everybody on there, except for Derek Brown. I think Derek Brown was, as far as weight wise, was the biggest guy left. Derek Brown's pushing
Yeah.
about 330. Okay, now we have
But he's
Ashawn.
not a nose tackle though. He's not a nose
Well,
tackle.
yeah. What size
Yeah.
wise, as far as
Right.
being the big,
Size.
now we have Ashawn Robinson, who's about the same weight, but
Same as Derek Brown. Yeah.
yeah, but he even said in the interview, he's not a nose tackle. Okay.
Right.
So I
Right.
say all this to say I think these are the type of players that we're going to see from Evero that fits his scheme. In a few of the clips you
Right.
have here, one of the things that I see that he does, he does good in one of the clips. He holds a block, he waits for the runner to get clear of him, and then he
Stack and
sheds the
shed.
block, makes the tackle.
Yeah.
Exactly. So, Tony,
Yeah.
what you think about Mr. Popo?
But yeah, uh, of the few clips that I watched of him, he does have a high motor. He gets to the ball. He looks like he can be disruptive on the line of scrimmage. Um, pushing the pushing the pocket. He does a good job of stacking the shed. You want to see him play, in my opinion, a little bit more under control. When he's making his move, where he's stacking the shedding, or whether he's using the swim move or whatnot. I just want to see him be a little bit more under control with his feet and get to the quarterback quicker.
Hmm.
Because sometimes you can be disruptive and out of control. I just want to see him be disruptive, but be in control. Like, make sure his feet is under him. Um, his shoulders is square to the ball carrier, to the quarterback, and get there with bad intentions. But he does look like he has a high motor. He don't look
Hmm.
lazy at all. and he looks like someone that you could possibly put on that defensive line, and he definitely looks like he has some potential. Again, play high level ball in the Pac-12 for Oregon, so he's not coming from a small school. You can't question his level of competition that he played against. So it may be something there to work with.
Okay. Look, Dylan said if my last comment was too much, my bad, fellas. I ain't gonna lie, I missed your last comment, Dylan, but you good.
Yeah,
Cause
what
you
was his last
hold on,
comment?
what?
When it says his
Oh, here
name,
it is.
half the brothers scattered on the tree.
Okay. You good, Dylan. It's okay. Oh Lord, Dylan. Let me tell you, he's always guaranteed to make us laugh on here.
All the time. All the
Oh
time.
goodness. Hey, what's up, Uncle Quan? Big Rich Home Quan, how
What's
you
up,
doing? He said, what's
Quan?
going on, fellas? Yep. Josh
What's
said he
going
looked
on with
solid.
you?
Okay. But
Yeah,
now my
yeah.
my final thoughts on Popo is now last year, first half of the season, the run defense was just atrocious. Okay. There were some games when they decided to show up. There were a lot of games where they just disappeared. Okay. Later on
Mm-hmm.
in the season, you saw players like Nick Thurman and LeBron Ray, kind of step up, and the the run defense improved. Okay. Now,
Yeah,
maybe that was because they were still getting used to Evero's scheme. Maybe it took them a few games, 5 or 10, into the season before they got it down pat. Because we had a string of games that where the run defense was really, really good until we got to Green Bay. Then we got to Green Bay, and Aaron Jones came out and ran all over us for the first half of that game. You know, but like I was saying, he seems to be somebody who's in that body frame, mold that Evero likes. He likes people with quickness. And you don't have to be a big nose tackle, to make it in the league, or defensive tackle, not really nose tackle. Look at Aaron Donald. I
right.
know he played in a whole different scheme, and he was not a true nose tackle, but smaller guy, but he was hell on the field. So and
Just
not
be
comparing him to
disruptive.
Aaron
That
Donald, just to make sure we're clear.
right. But a lot of these defensive line coaches, they looking for a player that can be disruptive. You know what I'm saying? Like you said,
Hmm.
you don't necessarily have to be 350 to 340 pounds or whatever the case may be. Can you be disruptive? Can you hold the block? Can you push the pocket? Can you, first of all, before anything, can you maintain your gap? You know what I'm saying? Gap control is
Hmm.
paramount in any defensive scheme when you're talking about defensive linemen. Can you hold your gap, or can you penetrate the gap and cause disruption? You know what I'm saying? That's what a lot of
Hmm.
defensive line coaches are looking for from these defensive linemen. And just watching these clips against Washington and Oregon State, I mean, dude look real disruptive to me. You know what I'm saying? Washington
Hmm.
offensive line won the Joe Moore Award last year as the top offensive line in college. So,
Yeah.
it looked like he's kind of having his way.
Hey, hey, we'll see. But that is
Yeah.
anybody that watched Dragon Ball out there, I call him Mr. Popo, you know who I'm talking about. That's the first thing I think of when I see that guy's name is not how he looks, but I just think of the name Mr. Popo from Dragon Ball. All right. But now let's
Oh,
move on
I
here.
have no
So
idea
that
what we're
we
talking about.
I'll tell you about it later, old man.
Okay.
All right, but the next guy we got on the list here is Sam Pinkney, a wide receiver from Coastal Carolina. 2023, 72 receptions, 1,027 yards, and I got forced fumbles on here. I apologize. That was my mistake. That should say touchdowns. He had 8 touchdowns. So when y'all see forced fumble come back up on the screen, just imagine it says TD on there. Okay. But yeah,
Okay. All right.
Sam Pinkney, Coastal Carolina. I will read his draft profile here. Okay, overview. Pinkney spent 6 years in college football and will turn 25 during the 2024 season. He struggles to beat press, won't outrun most cornerbacks, and is below average as a route runner. However, Pinkney also happens to be an elite contested catch winner with finishing talent to flip a 50-50 ball in his favor. He is big and strong with an innate understanding of body control and timing to win the catch. He has strong hands and plays with impressive focus and competitive spirit. He might need to pack on weight and convert to a tight end to have a shot at playing in the league. Right? Strengths: excellent play strength for a receiver, elite focus and competitiveness when the ball is in the air, uses superb adjustments and late hands to win jump balls. Arm extension and body control allow him to win over opponents. Squares pass to quarterback underneath and hangs on through contact. Weaknesses: press corners will stick to him like honey. Slow getting into routes and runs them at one speed. Unable to beat opponents with vertical speed or quickness out of breaks. Tight hips create a need for longer runway breaking of his comebacks. Has little special teams experience. Okay. So now my thoughts on Pinkney here is um he played at Coastal Carolina, and a lot of these guys we say, you look at the level of competition that they play against, but he's and just like in the clip here, he can go up, he can get a ball. All right. In the next clip, he goes up against two defenders and he comes down with the ball. All right. He may be, if he does make the team or make the practice squad, like Dan and them are doing, it may be a project. Okay. A lot of the things that they said on
Right.
here, his weaknesses, maybe it's some things that they're able to work on with him because you have a lot of really great receivers in this league who are not fast or came out of college not the best route runners, but if you get them in here, get them some support, get them some coaching, and we have two really good route runners on this team right now in Deontay Johnson and
Right.
Adam Thielen. So maybe you get in here, get him some coaching, see what he can turn into. Now he is
Yeah.
what 6'4", 220 pounds, I believe. Yeah.
Yeah.
So that comment about him turning into a tight end, like I always say, anything is possible. So you never know. Only what you think about it.
Yeah. Let me just share with you the note that I got and how
Mhm.
almost equivalent it is to what I don't know who you got the notes from just now, but 6'4",
Not
220,
NFL.
strong
Mhm.
hands, hands catcher, big frame, 50-50 champion, big red zone target. Give
Mhm.
QBs a big target over the middle by squaring his pass. He dominated against UCLA. So when I hear that, some of the highlights that I watch, one person that he reminded me of immediately that just got drafted was Keon Coleman. Now, I'm not saying he's Keon Coleman, but when you talking about height, weight, natural hands catchers, going up 50-50 contested catches, winning those type of balls. Because even if you're not the greatest um, route runner or the greatest at creating separation, and you know that 9 times out of 10, you're going to be in contested battles. You're going to be in a 50-50 battle. Can you win those battles? And every rep that I seen, of course, they highlights, but they were ones that he won on a consistent basis. Okay. So he may not be a wide receiver that can take the top off of take the top off of defense. He may be doing his best work on short to intermediate routes. Okay.
Mhm.
That's what you want. You want to give your quarterback a big target. Now, one of the things that was talked about as far as wide receivers leading up to the draft amongst Panther Nation is, we need a big body receiver. We need somebody that can be win these 50-50 balls. We need somebody that can go up and be, win contested catches. Well, when I watched this guy and I didn't know anything about him until he became undrafted free agent. When I go back and look at the highlights, and I'm looking, I'm like, well, dang, he bringing everything that we asking for to the table. I mean,
Mhm.
if you're looking for somebody to run 4-3-4-4, he's not that guy. But if he
Yeah.
can, if you're looking for somebody that can win contested catches, sometimes that can go up and snag the ball out the air, or square his pads and present a bigger target to your quarterback when he's scrambling outside the pocket, or when play break down and he make himself available, and he know how to use the body control and box out the defender, he looks like that guy to me. So just based off what I've seen, and the notes that I made seem kind of comparable to the notes that you read off. Hey, I'm thinking there's gonna be some battles in camp for wide receivers this year, and we all know how Dave Canales love big body receivers. We see it when he had DK Metcalf in Seattle, when he had Mike Evans, and even Goodwin in Chris Godwin in Tampa, because
Hmm.
Chris Godwin is not a little guy. So, I mean, he may fit right into that mold. You look at him, Jalen Coker, another undrafted free agent that we're going to talk about when we get to him. And then you look at Xavier Leggett that we just drafted. All of these guys are big body receivers. So
Hmm.
I don't know. I think he has potential.
Okay. All right. Cool. 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 But
Hmm.
yeah, I think that Dan, when he said that he wanted to make or have competition, all over the
Right.
roster, I think he's standing on business when he says that. I mean, he's actually doing it. Now, mind you, these are undrafted free agents, but who's to say that they don't come in here motivated enough to show some of these receivers that are already in the room that they need to be on their P's and Q's. Because
Right.
the consensus is that Terrace Marshall may not make the squad. Even you look at David Moore, who we brought in. Okay, he potentially
Right.
may not make the squad. So if
Right.
there's an opportunity for any of these wide receivers to come in and make their mark, the time is now. Okay, the time is now in this
Yeah.
class. But we'll see. But he had a productive year for down in Coastal Carolina. I think he started off at Georgia State. And like as Paul
Yes.
said,
Yes.
he's his age is not necessarily a setback, but it will be in consideration, for him making the squad. So he is going to have to come out here and he's going to have to show everybody exactly what he has and what he brings to the table. Okay. But
Right.
as always, for all these guys, I'm rooting for the best players to make the squad and to make the Panthers better. All right. But that is Sam Pinkney.
Already.
And again, on the stats on here, the forced fumble should say touchdowns. I do apologize for that. All right. Okay. Now
CJ
let's
Fat.
move. Yeah, it was my fault. Hey, I spent 3 hours on these slides last night, y'all. So I apologize. All
Hey,
right.
your fans appreciate it, man. They love it when you put these slides together.
Hey, I appreciate them. But we got Willie Drew here from Virginia State, 6 foot, 190
Yes, sir.
pounds, 34 tackles, six
HBCU.
interceptions. Yeah. He was a Division II first team All American. Okay. Tony, what's your
Yes.
thoughts on Mr. Drew here?
Well, my stats. What I mean, what my notes say: 6 feet, 191 pounds, ran a 4.46 at 40
Hmm.
yard dash at the combine. Played 2 years at James Madison, then transferred to Virginia State. Second team Division II All American, CIAA Defensive Player of the Year. 11 interceptions the last 2 years and 23 pass breakups. Now, the only thing that concerns me, and is not only with him but with some of these other guys as well, is the low level of competition. I always say that competition matters, and when
Hmm.
you come from a lower level um conference or division, one of the things that most scouts want to know is, did you dominate the competition? Not
Hmm.
were you just okay, or good or very good. Did you dominate? And because they want to know, or they want to see, does that domination transfer to the NFL? Because you didn't play Power Five or Group of Five football. You know what I mean? Um, from the I remember this guy being at the HBCU combine. I
Hmm.
think he also played in the bowl game for
Senior Bowl.
HBCUs as well. Yeah. But my other note is he's twitchy, smooth, agile. He's great in press man, and he's good at attacking the deep ball from what I've seen. Um,
Okay.
like I said, when you are his size, 6 feet 190, he got good speed, and already looks like he may be pretty good in press man, even though we run a lot of zone. Okay, but we will
Mm-hmm.
we will go press man every now and then, depending on the scheme or the team that we're playing. But primarily, well, we are a zone defense, zone scheme heavy defense. Uh, I Guys like this, I like to see that hunger in them. I like to see that dog in them. I want to know what their why is, why they feel like they can succeed on the NFL level. I think these
Mm-hmm.
guys have bigger chips on their shoulder when they come into the league because in all actuality, they have a lot more to prove than guys that have been drafted, things of that nature. But you can't teach size, you can't teach speed. Um
Mm-hmm.
it seemed like he seemed like he has a strong knack for the ball. So you talking about 11
Mm-hmm.
interceptions over the last 2 years. You just curious to see how that translate into the NFL. And we are short, in my opinion, on corner when it comes to, like, overall talent. So I think,
Mm-hmm.
like you said, the more talent you can bring in, the more competition you can create. Either the ones that's been there either gonna step their game up or they gonna get stepped over. And when you talk about
Yeah.
somebody that's hungry like this guy is right here, you either gonna poop or get off the pot.
Yeah, yeah, you're right. You're right. All right, now let
Yeah.
me do like I did with the other ones. I'm gonna read his combine profile. Okay, so overview:
All right.
rangy cornerback whose length often makes up for lack of play strength when it's time to challenge the 50-50 ball. Drew mirrors the release with accuracy from press and has the fluidity and agility to maneuver naturally around the field from a back pedal. He played against a lower level competition, but his ball skills are translatable at a higher level. He's instinctive pre-throw and competitive at the catch point with natural hands to flip the field on interceptions. Drew will need to improve his play strength and prove he can run with vertical challengers, but has the tools to make it in the league. Okay, and I'm gonna get back to that last sentence then in a second. His strength, premium ball production with heaping amounts of takeaways and breakups, bends and slides easily to match and slow receivers release from press. Athlete with agile feet and smooth lateral movements from his pedal. Tracks and attacks the deep throw with above average accuracy. Lower body twitch to
Mm.
close quickly and squeeze throwing windows. Weaknesses can be overtaken by size and power from press. Small hitch in his hip flip to turn and sprint with deep targets, slight stall to plant and drive from the top of his drop, needs to become more proactive in attacking his run blocks. And back to that last thing I was saying, it said Drew will need to improve his play strength and prove he can run with vertical challenges. Because one of the clips that I did see when I was looking for clips to put on here during the Senior Bowl. I forgot the wide
Right.
receiver's name from Georgia. Now he torched them on a deep ball for a touchdown. I'm thinking it was in
Come
the
on, Lad McConkey.
no, what McConkey? It was somebody else. Or maybe
Saint something. I forgot his name.
yeah.
Saint.
What it wasn't Conky because it was a black receiver. It wasn't
Okay.
McConkey. But when I was, I'm sorry, but but I do remember it wasn't Lad because the kid was
Oh
black.
my
I don't
God.
remember his name,
Right.
but going back to that, like I said, in the Senior Bowl, now he did get torched on a long on a long touchdown reception, but another player, 6 foot, CIAA Defensive Player in the Year, Division II First Team All American. As you can see in the clips, one thing I noticed, he does have good recovery speed. Okay, ball is thrown,
Yes.
and he uses that. Let me see. He ran a 4.46
Four
at the
four
combine.
six.
So he does
Yeah.
use that recovery speed, to make up. And he comes in here, and like I said with everybody else, gets the right coaching, okay, maybe another project developmental player, and like Paul says, make his mark on special teams for time being. But to me, cornerback is a room that can use all of the raw talent that it can get. You know, especially we're all still
Right.
waiting in the wind to see if Gilmore signs, and we don't know if that's a for sure thing or not. So yeah.
Right. Right. Right.
Mm-hmm. Jones said he looks like Ocho Cinco in that picture. He said Willie Drew damn near perfect cornerback. Said his only flaw is literally a toss of 50-50 ball. Yeah, we need him.
Yeah, I agree.
Jack
I agree
Saint.
with you.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Yeah,
Says usually
Jack
a
Saint
spot.
is that other wide receiver from Georgia.
Yeah, that's
That's who
it.
Austin was talking about.
That's it.
Jack Saint.
Okay, thank you,
Yes.
Austin. Yes, yes.
Yeah.
Rosemary Jack. Yeah,
Roseman
yes.
Jack
Yeah,
Saint.
I forget the
Yeah.
last name. Thank you. I appreciate that. All right, Paul said there's usually a spot for DBs with good hands and ball hawking ability. Could be a solid practice squad player as he gets stronger. Facts. Facts.
Yes. Yes, Paul.
Yeah.
That's facts.
But yeah, but we're definitely rooting for him. And I went to Virginia State, and if I'm not mistaken, I think we have a cousin that graduated from Virginia State, and I think her
Oh
daughter
yeah.
also goes to Virginia State now. So
Yes.
big shout out
Yeah.
Virginia State. All right.
Yeah. Big shout out.
Yeah. Let me see, but shout out to players from the CIAA. Yes, 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 yes.
Facts.
And
Facts.
Paul says, not to change the subject, what's the Panther salary cap situation after the draft class? You know what, Paul? Stay tuned. We are working on a video about that currently, and it should drop in the next couple of days. But we're going to talk about the draft class and the salary cap that and where the
Yeah.
Panthers may have some wiggle room. So keep tuned. But we're going to talk
Yeah.
about that. Great question. Appreciate you.
Yes,
All right.
sir. Yes, sir.
Let's see. Where's VA State located? Virginia.
In Virginia, Paul. Is
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I don't know exactly what I don't know exactly what city it is. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Paul.
Paul,
My
Paul,
bad.
this the first time you lob one up for us like that, Paul. It's in the state of Virginia.
All right. My bad. Okay. Now let's move on to
Yeah.
the next guy. And this is Harrison
All right.
Mevis. Okay. I think
I'm not gonna say
Alex, who
his
was on
name.
our panel the other night, called him the the thicker kicker. Like he's 5'11, 243 pounds. He attempted 30 field goals this past season, made 24 of them with a long of 61, which is on the screen right now. And he
Yeah.
makes this kick and looks like he has a little bit, a little bit of room. And then you have a 55-yard
Yeah,
attempt
against
here now.
Georgia.
Against Georgia. Okay,
Yeah.
so kicker. I'm actually glad that he's brought in because like Dan says, he wants competition in every position. I think Eddie Pinero has gotten kind of comfortable, gotten kind of complacent. When he has his
Think so?
interviews, when he misses a kick, he just kind of like, eh, you know. But I put it like this: we had
Man,
Harrison
you
Buckner in here some years ago, and then we had what's my man name that went to the Giants, the kicker. Oh
Graham Gano.
goodness, Graham Gano.
Graham
Thank you,
Gano.
Graham Gano. We had Harrison Buckner. Then we let him go because Graham Gano was he was the kicker, and Graham Gano turned out to be Graham Gano, and Buckner has
He
been
got
out
hurt
there
that
kicking for
season.
he got hurt that
Yeah.
season. Kansas City picked
Yep.
up Buckner, and as they say, the rest is history.
The
So
rest
for
is
me,
history.
as far as Harrison Mevis, competition, I'm all for it. Let's bring him in here and see what he can do. What you think, Tony?
Okay. Well, I did a little research on him. Coming out of high school, he was the number two place kicker in the country. 405 total points at the University of Missouri, 99.3% on extra points, 83.5% on field goals, 13 to 18 from 50 plus yards, 61 is his career long. And like you said, CJ, uh, Mr. Hunky Dory, that dude. Listen. Anyway, man. Anyway, like you said, he will bring competition for Eddie. We really haven't had any competition for Eddie P. Even after we released Zane Gonzalez, and I really hate that he got hit with the injury bug that really kept
Hmm.
him, that really made him expendable. And
Yeah.
because he did a great job with us when he was on the field. I believe this guy has a stronger leg than Eddie, no doubt. I
Hmm.
know somebody had mentioned his accuracy early on. When you got 83.5% field goal and you have kicked from 50 plus 18 times, that may affect your percentage, somewhere down the line. But from what
Hmm.
I've seen, I mean, you can't deny that he ain't got the leg. Is accuracy an issue? I don't know. We'll definitely find out when he get in camp and competition. Like we said, competition at every position. We all know
Hmm.
pressure bust pipes. So, either you gonna fold, you gonna either fold to the competition or you're gonna rise above it. So I like the fact that he was brought in. He was also given that 225,000 guarantee undrafted free agent salary. I think, a matter of fact, I think he signed him to a multi-year deal. I don't think it was just a 225. I think he signed a multi-year deal, if I'm not mistaken. So they clearly
Eddie,
see
beware.
something. Exactly. So they definitely see something in this guy that they like, and hey, we'll find out here shortly.
Okay. Facts. Facts. All right. And that has been Harrison Mevis, kicker from Missouri. All right. Now let's move on. Now,
So,
this dude here is probably one of my favorite ones after going back and watching a little bit of film on him. We got Jaden Sheridan,
mhm,
okay, from Monmouth. 221 carries, 1,478 yards, and 10 touchdowns. Now, what I see about this young man right here, he is fast. Okay. Now he ran a 4.45 40 at the
right.
combine. But looking at some of his tape, his game speed looks like is fast enough. If you look at this clip here, I mean, he's only 5'8", but he is out. Okay. Now, mind you, it's Monmouth, and everybody's talking about the level of competition that they play against. Okay, even though the level of competition may be different, some of them cats out there is just as fast as anybody in the Division One. Okay, and this dude right here is just he's burning. He's going past him. Okay, I'm not saying everybody, Tony. I'm not saying everybody. I mean, you got
No,
you got some fast guys on
I'm
there too. Oh, you went.
I got you.
I
I
thought
got
you.
you.
I thought you disagreed. I was about to say I ain't saying everybody.
I,
Well, I mean, his.
slightly. I just a
Oh,
little bit. I
okay.
was just a little bit. Okay.
Hey, I'm just saying the brother is fast. Okay, he is
Right.
definitely quick. Um, he definitely has a lot of twitch to him. And again, he's 5'8", 187. So he's not that power back that everybody in Panther Nation, maybe not everybody, but most of us in Panther Nation have been wanting the Panthers to bring in and draft. But it seems like he does have good hands, and he may find a spot to fit in Dave Canales' scheme. Tony, what you think?
Okay, so this is what I have on him. Of course, he's 5'8", 187 pounds. Did run a 4.45 40-yard dash at the combine. Played in the Colonial Athletic Association, which is a Division One FCS school. Um, Had 3,200 yards and 23 touchdowns the last 2 years. His sophomore year was slightly better than his junior year. I think he had more
Mhm.
yards, more touchdowns. I think his yards per carry was almost like 8 yards per carry. I think it was like 7.8 his junior year. He's a great outside runner who has a quick first gear. Running lanes in the NFL will be tighter to run through because we talk about his size and what is his ability to really break tackles. CJ, you know how you felt about C-Mac breaking tackles, especially when we
Mhm.
on like 3rd and 2 or 4th and 1, and we trying to get the extra yards. And you always said he was always brought down by a thumbnail. So when we talk about smaller backs, you know, and in all the highlights that I've seen of him, I didn't see him really breaking. any tackles like that to really say he has great contact balance or he can get through the first tackle, whether it's an arm tackle or with his contact balance, can he shed off a tackle? I didn't really see
Mm,
that. I seen a lot of what I saw from Schuba Hubbard when he came out of Oklahoma State. The holes, the lanes are wide open, and he just shot off through them. You know what I mean?
mm,
So, but I'm not I'm not going to dispel what he did because just like I said with anybody else, when you coming from lower level competition, one of the first things the scouts want to know is did you dominate that competition? And he clearly dominated at the FCS level in the Colonial Athletic Association. Um, I think he needs a lot of work on his pass blocking at the NFL level
mm.
because 9 times out of 10, if you want to make it on a roster in the NFL, they want to know three things: can you run, can you catch, and can you pass block? So that's going to be a question mark when you're talking about somebody 187, 190 pounds, and you taking on 230, 200, 230-pound linebacker or 250, 260-pound defensive end. How do you withstand in the blocking scheme? So those are going to
Okay.
be questions that he's going to have to overcome. But as far as just raw talent, speed, his ability, his production is there. But again, how will that translate to the next level? And that remains to be seen.
Okay. Hey, now I just want to put this comment back up here. From Samuel Pinkney Jr. Okay. It says Pinkney has been very productive in run heavy offenses, great ball skills, and excellent hands at Georgia State. He was the only G5 wide receiver with a 0% drop rate, better than Olave, Kyle Pitts, and Devontae Smith. Okay. So when
Okay.
appreciate the comment. I don't know if this is actually saying Pinkney, but hey, yeah, I saw the name pop up, and I
Hey,
just want to make sure I
it, it,
put that
it could
up
be
there.
a family. It could be a family member. When somebody has detailed information like that from
Uh-huh.
Georgia State,
Yeah.
yeah, that's the one that has firsthand knowledge. So,
Hey,
hey, uh, Sam,
shout
hey,
out.
I we I'm definitely curious to see how his game translates in the NFL. I think it's going to be better than what um that I think it's going to be better than what the scouts were saying at the combine.
Mm-hmm.
Not being able to get off press, not being able to run away from corners, things like that. I think with his size, his catch radius, by him, in my opinion, having excellent hands, like I stated
Mm-hmm.
earlier, I think he's a 50-50 champion. A lot of times you need that in the NFL because everybody's not great route runners. Everybody is not separation artists, but can you master what you do well? Can you master
Mm-hmm.
that? And I think him being 6'4", 220, great red zone target, um, can go up and high point the ball, natural hands catcher, snag the ball out the air. That's what I like to see, and that's what I've seen in the highlights.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm definitely a fan, and I hope he does make it.
Yeah, amen. Hey, another comment from it said also Pinkney broke the NCAA record for consecutive games with the catch at 59 games. Also passed T.Y. Hilton all-time receiving record in the Sun Belt. Okay, cool. That's what's
Okay,
up. That's
okay.
what's up.
Hey,
Hey,
that's good.
let me tell
Hey,
you.
that's good information right there.
Hey, we appreciate you. We appreciate it. But like we
That
said,
is
we
good
we, we, def- we
information.
definitely root for him. Definitely root for him. But now back to Mr. Sheridan here. Let me go over his overview from the combine. Small school runner looking to prove his eye-popping college production can translate to success in the pros. Sheridan is smaller and lighter than most draftable running backs. He flashes plus acceleration as an outside runner and impressive vision and processing quickness as an interior runner. He runs behind blockers and dodges tacklers in space, but doesn't have the size or power to be a tackle breaker. He might not be drafted, but Sheridan
Right.
is talented as both a runner and pass catcher and has a chance to make an NFL roster. His strengths: ran for
Yeah.
3,200 yards and 23 touchdowns over the past two seasons. takes very little time to process the front and makes his moves. Runs with sudden feet and nonstop bounce to dart and dash. Has acceleration and gear shift needed as an outside runner. Features quality spin moves and jump cuts to slip tackle tries. More viable as a pass catcher than stats might indicate. That's big. All right. Weaknesses can
Yeah.
become cut happy, allowing defenders time to rally to him, unable to crash through contact and consistently fall forward. Slight indecisiveness to punch the gas through tighter run lanes. Too much leg dividing in his blitz pickup. And Tony, you mentioned all of that about the running
Hmm.
lane. So the run lanes are wide open, gone. Okay, tighter running
Yeah, he
lanes,
gone.
let me think about it real quick, and he might not make the play. And like you said too
Yeah.
about the blocking, he's 5'8", 100 something pounds, and you got 230, 250 pound defenders coming at you. Like you said, he has to work on his blitz pickup. But
Right.
overall, I do see, when I look at his film, I see a playmaker. All right. Like you would say, you can't teach that speed. He does have elusiveness. And like you said, he dominated against the competition that he was playing with. So playing against.
Right.
So can he make it, at the next level? And Austin said, so he's like a Deuce Vaughn. Yeah, I think maybe a slightly taller version of
He
Deuce Vaughn.
little
Yeah.
taller. He a little taller
Mhm.
than Deuce. Yeah. I think Deuce is only 5'6", 5. Yeah, I think Deuce is like 5'6".
Hey, look,
Yeah.
Roger Johnson, maybe the
Hey, but
reincarnation of Darren Sproles. That'd be great. Go ahead,
hey,
Tony.
Sam Pinkney. Hey, I feel I ain't gonna say we being trolled, but I think that's who I think Sam Pinkney Jr. is Sam Pinkney. That's who I think it is. So yeah,
Hey.
I just want to shout that out. And if you are, sir, hey, reach out. We would love to talk to you,
Mhm.
chop it up with you and hopefully get you on the show. That would be great. But go ahead,
Hey,
CJ.
yeah. All right, cool. Okay, so we got one more here that we're going to highlight. And oh, hold on, wait a minute. Oh, this is his dad.
Oh, this the
Hey,
dad.
hey.
Oh,
Well, welcome, Mr. Pinkney.
what's up, Pop?
Hey. Hey, look, first of all, we appreciate you coming and talking to us, man. We appreciate you. Like we said, we're definitely rooting for the young fella, and we hope we can make the team. So, hey, but hey, we definitely appreciate you showing up and chopping it up with us in the chat.
Appreciate you, my guy. Anytime you feel like you want to
Oh,
come
he's a
on,
third.
hey man, come
Gotcha.
on. He's a third. Oh, okay. Hey,
Okay.
anytime you feel like you want to come on, man, chop it up with us. You feel free. We, like I said, we'll greatly appreciate it. We'll look forward to having you. And yeah, just reach out to us, man. Whether it's through Twitter or I email. Think CJ got all that. I'm a little tongue tied right now because
Yeah,
he
yeah,
don't caught me off
yeah.
guard. But yeah. But CJ will put the information out there for you, man. And we look forward to hearing from you, man.
Hey, we appreciate you. We appreciate you, Mr. Pinkney.
Yeah, for
Okay.
real, for real.
All right. Now this has been Jaden Sheridan, running back out of Monmouth. Okay. Now
All right, yeah,
going to our last one, and the one that has actually been getting, a whole lot of a whole lot of hype even before the draft. Because he was on the
yeah,
episode of not on the episode, but Steve Smith talked about him on one of his podcast shows, and that's
yeah.
Jalen Coker. Okay, wide receiver from Holy
Yes,
Cross.
sir.
59 receptions, 1,035 yards, 15 touchdowns last year. Okay. The one
Yeah.
thing I can say about Mr. Coker here is he definitely has great hands. Okay, great hands. Another tall receiver. And if you look at this clip here, what does he do? Now, mind you, slight little push off, get separation, goes up, grabs the ball with hands, comes down with it. This next clip here, and another ding on him is with his speed, But as you can see in the clip here, he has enough, to make this catch and outrun the defender and get to the end zone. All right. So Tony, what do you think
Mhm.
about Mr. Coker here?
Well, this is the notes that I have on him. At the combine,
Mm-hmm.
he weighed in at 208 pounds, but I think his playing weight is typically around like 218. So I don't know if he's gonna stay at 208 or is he gonna get back up to 218. 3 year starter, first team Associated Press FCS All American, first team All Patriot League. He was a finalist for the Walter Payton Award. 31 career receiving touchdowns and 2,715 receiving yards. I have natural hands catcher, toughness, good route runner, uses his hands to separate from defender at the line of scrimmage and at the top of his routes. Um, when we talk about wide receivers with speed, one thing that I always like to remind people of that your speed doesn't necessarily mean that you're going to be a great wide receiver or that you're going to be a great separator or you're going to be you know create separation and whatnot. Some of the best wide receivers that we have in the league right now today didn't run a 4.3 or 4.4. They ran like a 4.5, 4.6. When you talk about Cooper Cup, Antonio Brown, with last year with Puka Nakua, who went in the fifth round. These guys aren't burners. But what I
Mm-hmm.
say is you could take a wide receiver, someone that runs a 4.5 or 4.6 40, but because they're so technically sound, that that 4.5 or 4.6 can look like they run a 4.4. Or you could take a corner that runs a 4.3, and because they're not as technically sound or they don't have good feet, well, in the game of football, that 4.3 can look like they run a 4.5 because now you got to make up steps. You got to make up steps. You got to make up um technique wise. When you're a sound technician of the game, you can make up for a lot of things that people say that can be a weakness for you. With Jalen Coker, man, one of the reasons why I'm so excited about him, because we talked about Jalen Coker about a month or so ago. We talked about him before. I think he did that Steve Smith did the breakdown with him because Hayden Hatton, another
Mm-hmm.
wide receiver out of Idaho State, was being not necessarily compared to the two was not necessarily being compared against each other, but they was talked about as being sleepers and someone that can come in and possibly um be a day three pick. Okay. So when they brought their names up, we know we did a little research on them. And let me tell you something. This is one again, just like with Jaden Sheridan. This is someone that has dominated his competition. I love to watch him play, man. When you talk about, again, like I said, natural hands catcher, toughness, and a good route runner, I want this young man to come in and get be a sponge to Deontay Johnson and Adam Thielen. Two people that I consider to be route technicians of the game. You know what I mean? Like absorb everything that they have to offer about the game and add it to your game. Um, the Panthers also have to think highly of him too because they gave him a I don't want to say big contract, but for undrafted free
Undrafted
agents,
free agent,
it was
yeah.
a
Mm-hmm.
yeah, the 225 thousand guaranteed or whatnot. So to me,
Mm-hmm.
that just says that they have some belief in him as well, and he is definitely my sleeper to make the team. Him with along with Sam Pinkney. That's why I
Mm-hmm.
said, man, I made a post on Twitter. I was like, somebody's been warned. If you ain't got your stuff together right now, there's some
Mm-hmm.
competition that's coming in that people may have slept on. But when you turn on the game tape and you know what you're looking for, these guys possess it. And if we can see it as fans, then I can just imagine what the coaches have already saw and was glad that these guys fell through the crack. So at the end of that
Mm-hmm.
sixth round or like the middle of that seventh round, people phones start ringing. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
They started to try to get these undrafted free agents signed and committed to, to coming in. So again, wide receiver is a battle I'm definitely looking for in training camp because we know how dismal our wide receiver room was last year. So hopefully everything pans out and these guys do what they do.
Okay. Look, Rod Jones said Marshall and Stecking might be out. Yeah, they might be.
Hey,
They,
hey,
they,
hey.
they might be. Hey, but you know
Listen.
what? I do want to say shout out to Dan Morgan and his entire staff because I'm sure that the Panthers were not the only ones that were looking at a lot of these guys and they were able to get on the phone with them, quick enough and get them in here and get them signed.
Right.
So, appreciate them for that. But yeah, but
Yeah.
that has been Jalen Coker, y'all. And that is no, I'm sorry, I scrolled up to the wrong thing. So those are the undrafted free agents that we wanted to highlight today. Okay. So, all
Okay.
right. So Tony, now overall, we always give the we always give the draft, like the drafted players a grade, for like the overall class. What would you give this
Okay.
undrafted agent class a grade of?
Mm. Even we talking about even the ones that we didn't even mention.
Yeah, just
We talking about
overall.
as a whole. As a whole.
Mm-hmm.
Um you always want to find diamonds in the rough. You know what I mean? Uh
Mm-hmm.
I think right now, I think we've identified 6 or 7 potential undrafted free agents that have the ability and have the opportunity and the chance to make the squad, whether it's on the practice squad or even making the 53-man roster. I think they all need some development. Don't get me wrong, but I do like the fact that we went after guys at positions that we felt was not a strong suit last year, or
Mm-hmm.
we went in attack positions that we felt like needed some competition. So, like you said, with Dan Morgan, I feel like everybody is put on notice in some way, shape, form, or fashion because him and Dave Canales really don't have any ties to any of these guys. So they don't feel obligated to keep anybody around. So right now,
Mm-hmm.
when they say open competition or that your spot can be taken, they probably mean just that. So I'm excited to see who steps up and hold what they got or who steps up and take somebody's spot. That's what I want to see. That's where the good competition comes in at. That's where the iron sharpens iron. You know what I'm saying? And at the end of the day,
Mm-hmm.
your hope is to have the best 53-man roster possible. So overall,
Facts.
I would say overall I would say B plus, B minus,
Okay.
somewhere along. Yeah. Yeah, B plus, B minus, something like that. Yeah.
Okay.
What about you?
I'm gonna agree. I'm gonna give it a C plus. Okay, because there's a
Let's
lot of
see.
good
Okay.
talent that I believe they brought in, but we didn't highlight every one of these guys, because a lot of them we
Right.
were kind of
You
it was
wanna
hard to
you
kind of
wanna
find
pop that
film
list
on.
back up? You wanna
Yeah, let
pop
me
that
put it
list
back
back
up
up?
here.
Yeah.
We couldn't find film on all these guys, but one position that we were hoping that the Panthers would do something with in the draft to kind of help bolster that room just a little bit more was edge, and we brought in edge from us. That's right. You said he changed his mind. He did
Yeah,
not
Taylor
come.
Taylor Upshaw
So
didn't sign with us.
oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well, so we did not bring in edge. We did have a defensive end, Kenny Dyson from Bryant, but the majority of these players, unfortunately, are not going to make the team. Okay. So,
Right.
the ones that we highlighted, we think they have a great shot at making the team. All right,
Right.
but yeah, I will give it a C plus. There's some good names on here, but as I've been saying before, I'm just kind of holding my holding my optimism for the moment. Okay, just holding it for the moment. I want to see these guys get out here in rookie camp, OTAs, training camp, and see what they can do. So that's my
Right.
thought on that. All right,
Okay.
yeah. But like I said, everybody, this is going to be a short live for us today. We just wanted to get on here and give you guys our thoughts on our undrafted free agent class and talk about a few players that we had highlighted who we believe have a good to a fair to good shot at making the squad, who can come in and potentially contribute. Um, Maybe if not right away, but got some talent on here that I'm sure that could be developed, keep around and maybe provide
Yeah, no doubt.
dividends in the future years. Because again, Dan Morgan said out of his mouth, be patient. Okay. This is going to be a couple year process. All right. He's getting players in, he's getting talent in at each position, and he wants everybody to come in, have that dog mentality. So we're going to see what his plan is going forward and see exactly what he can do. Okay. So Tony, before we go, you got anything else you want to say to Panther Nation out here?
Hey, no man. Hey, I'm just looking for, I think rookie minicamp starts sometime this month in May, if I'm not mistaken. I know there's gonna be kind of like a dead period, as far as football, but we're gonna continue to keep putting out content for you guys. We got some things that
Hmm.
we're working on right now. So stay tuned, be patient. It's coming. I think we're going to go live again as well Wednesday. I think we're going to keep our schedule as far as doing lives as it has been on Wednesday and Saturdays, but we're also going to start dropping more videos as well. So yeah, just stay tuned. But I'm excited. I'm getting excited. I know I shouldn't be getting so much excited because I don't want to be disappointed like we did last year. But hell, I can't help it, man.
I feel
I
you.
can't help it. Damn.
I feel you. And rookie mini camp is on May the 10th through the 12th. Okay, that is
Okay.
when rookie mini
Okay.
camp starts. All right. But like I said, everybody that's watching, you're still sticking with us. We thank you. We thank you so much for joining us on this
Hit that
rainy,
like
wet
button on
Saturday
your
here
way
in
out.
Charlotte. Yes, if you would be so kind on your way out, hit the like button, the subscribe button. Check us out on all social media at Two Fans in the Stands and on what we dub as Twix. That is a mixture of Twitter and X. You can find us at Two Fans ITS. Okay. And as always, if you're new to the channel, I like to take us out with three things. Number one, y'all be good. Number two, y'all be safe. And number three, as always, and if you saw the live on Wednesday, and if you haven't, go back and check it out and look at my shirt. Keep pounding, man. All right, we'll see y'all. We out.